point of view you're trying to get across?
Well, I think I have a lot of definite messages, but I guess the one that because it isn't fun, really. I mean, ultimately, it is supposed to be highly entertaining. I just find different forms of entertainment to be appealing to me. I love drama, I love horror, I love comedy, I love western, so I try and combine everything and make it into a one-man little movie. But the ultimate message, I guess, is that, what's real, what's imagined, and what's the fucking difference? I mean, we're in control, and we can be free to pick and choose as we wish. Let's pick things that are good. Let's think. Thinking is its own reward. There, that's a good one.
Yeah, a little haiku.
Oh, yeah.
How long have you been doing stand-up?
I've been doing it since, Jesus, criminy,
Since Jesus, that's a long time, yeah.
13, yeah, since Jesus. I am actually Luke, reincarnated, passing on the word. Since I was 13 years old, and I'm now 30, so 17 years.
Yeah. So, do you have, would you call, say, Lenny Bruce a big comedy influence?
I can't say that because I don't really, I've never really listened to him, and I listened to him, I would know him if I heard him, I would know him if I saw him, obviously, but I don't have him memorized. I didn't grow up listening to his fucking albums.
Yeah.
I just know the myth. It struck a chord with me, and whatever book I read that described the myth that I got off on, it was the one that I continued on with. I mean, whether the guy who wrote the book made it up, I don't know. I don't even know if it's real. It's sort of like a combination jazz poet type thing, jazz poetry. Yeah. That's what I always saw it as, and I thought that was a cool era. And but I think that's what all really cool artists do. I mean, someone described it just now. I did an interview, and he said, well, what you do is like Dylan. You do comedy like Dylan does music, and that every time you do it, it may be the same song, you do it differently. You may add a verse, you may add one, and people don't know what to expect. And that, in a way, is what I do, which is a big detriment as far as marketing a single personality and launching yourself into the stratosphere of superstardom, which I'm nowhere near.
So when you sort of you do the routines, they're always slightly different.
Always.
Yeah. And do you change them deliberately, like to accommodate an audience? Have you noticed?
No, I change them to accommodate any new thought that comes in that'll add on to them, or anything that will illuminate something else. I mean, they're pretty open-ended. I mean, some nights it's a fucking script. I mean, I can't help it. I can't sit there and catch the groove every time, but the fact of the matter is I come up with all the material on stage, so therefore that a large part of it is open-ended. I don't sit around and write comedy all day to perform it. I just have an idea and take it on stage, and it adds onto itself.
That's how it happens. So is that how you write your material, basically? You think things you want to comment on?
All of it. Yeah, I do it on stage, then write it down later after I come up with it on stage. It's kind of reverse, but...
Yeah. Has your style changed at all since you started?
Yeah, it's changed quite a bit. When I started, I was totally imitative of Woody Allen and was totally influenced by him and wrote like him and acted like him and performed like him. Obviously, that changed quite a bit. There was some minor changes when I saw Richard Pryor's first in-concert movie, which I thought was a state-of-the-art performance film I've ever seen, and still to this day was a big benchmark for me, big watermark, or whatever the fucking word is. But it was when I saw that, man, anything goes on stage. You can be three-dimensional, you can be a one-man movie, and that really opened up another door. And then the subject matter, the Lenny Bruce myth, opened up a third door.
Yeah.
And then the quality of the Woody Allen writing was the first door, and also the structure I thought was great, and the whimsicality, which I love. So there's the three big doors, and then there was a bunch of other little ones, like Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton, which I totally love, and I just love the physicality of it, which I try and do, and I don't think many people notice or comment on or care about, but I do. It makes a big difference to me. I like creating a scene and using whatever it takes to create it, whether people notice or not. I hope they don't go, ooh, as long as they go away affected by it.
So, would you say it's like when you started getting influenced by Richard Pryor and Lenny Bruce, etc., is that when maybe people started calling you as like hard-hitting, as the cliche,
Yeah, and definitely, it was, a lot of anger too as well, and it was kind of a young, angry man thing, and now I think I'm evolved even a little bit more, and it's a little more thoughtful, a little more thought out, and a little more satirical. And so it's kind of neat. I mean, it just never ends, and it's a really neat thing. If you can survive it, it never ends.
Yeah.
If you can live through the traveling.
You're doing okay now at the moment, then?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
You're not just going to, like, drop out of the public eye or something?
No, I don't think my accountants will let me right now.
Yeah.
Ideally, I'd like to. In fact, when I called you just now, I've been writing an article. I've been trying to write, and the idea of writing is very appealing to me because I'd love to be in one place for one time, be able to have a dog or something, you know what I mean, or a fucking relationship, you know.
Right. So, can I just ask you about your obsession with UFOs?
Oh, sure.
If I picked up on, what is it about UFOs?
Well, my honest to God belief, and based on some experiences I've had, which are neither here nor there, is my big theory is this: what is real and what's imagined, and what's the difference? There is no difference. We're living right now in what yesterday was an imagined world. Now it seems real. We're imagining tomorrow's world. Now, if we continue with this train of thought and cut out a lot of the middlemen, ultimately we're going to realize that we are balls of light who travel in disc-shaped fucking organic matter. In other words, what?
As the saying goes, yeah.
Yeah, so the UFO thing to me is a twofold thing. One is a real experience, a kind of an alien consciousness, which I think I kind of try and channel, okay? And it's really simple. Alien consciousness is really simple, and it's very, very right on the money. There's nothing more radical or to the left than the idea of oneness and love, okay? There's nothing over to the left. That's the center, and that's where all things lead. But also, as a device, it's kind of neat. Because, it's like Ray Bradbury was satirical about our affairs by using aliens. It's not dissimilar. You know, UFOs have provided just a great device to comment on human affairs. It's wonderful, you know. People being abducted and shit. I love this.
Yeah, it's great. It's like you can't see it from any context you had before.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But see, you know, that's my whole theory, though. For all this backslapping and talk of evolution, let's fucking get on with it already, you know?
Yeah. So, that's sort of almost up with your message. Like,
yeah, sure.
If you like, yeah.
Sure. I mean, there's got to be a new way to look at the world. We got to keep growing. We have to.
Yeah. So, to get back, to performing, was it last year at Montreal? You were there when Jerry Sadowitz was punched in the face.
I saw it. I was there.
Yeah. Has anything like that ever happened to you?
Very, very similar. I mean, nothing that dramatic. That was quite amazing. I've been chased out of clubs. I've had bottles hurled at me. I've had mic cords cut with knives. I've had people threaten my life.
Yeah.
But that's par with the course. I mean, every performer, I don't care even how banal their stuff is, gets threatened by some wackadoo, you know?
Yeah.
And it's funny, Sadowitz was hilarious because I swear to God he was up there a minute when this happened, and I didn't understand a fucking word he said. He sounded like some bird tweeting to me. I just can't understand the dialect, you know, and then suddenly there's a guy there.
It was weird Scottish comedians, yeah.
Yeah, it was really, really shocking.
I mean, what's your attitude towards your audience? And do you care what they think of you?
Well, I assume that the audience is, you know, I talk to the audience the same way I talk to my friends. Same material, same subject matter, same way. Passionate, graphic, over the top, sincere, insincere, smarmy, it's a character, whatever. I just assume they're my friends, you know what I mean? And my friends and I, we don't sit around and fucking go, I'm going to do a line now on my friend, and I just talk, and that's the way I do with the crowd. And so a lot of, you know, people always, do you try and be shocking? No, I don't try and be shocking with my fucking friends. Sometimes I do. Me and my friends will try and gross each other out at times. It's amusing to us. So I talk to the audience like I talk to my friends, and that's the way I feel about them.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, one of the things that, you know, having listened to you, you know, a fair bit, I'd say sets you apart, is like you're used to the microphone. I've never heard anything quite like that. The sucking on Satan's pecker thing I heard the other day. That's scary.
Right.
Have you, is that quite a recent addition?
Well,